The Last of Us, episode 2. Is this show working for me, or isn't it? Let's find out. So this episode here, episode 2, sees the characters of Joel, Ellie and Teresa on their journey across the city and encountering some of the threats that are beheld in this new world that we've been introduced to. Now the episode opened fantastically. I went into the opening scene, all the stuff set in the past, sort of present day when the infection first came about. And I thought, this is fabulous. I love this. I think this is great. A strong opening to the episode. And then we jump into the sort of, the futuristic stuff, the post-apocalyptic zombie world that we're being introduced to. And for me, it all fell apart. I mean, stuff happened in the episode in bits and pieces, shall we say, not too much. There are spoilers here. Anna Torv, who plays Teresa, I thought she was great. I like her as an actress. 100 episodes of Fringe, whatever else she's been in after that. I didn't even recognise it was her. I had to look it up. This series for me will live or die on the strength of Pedro Pascal's Joel and the character of Ellie and their relationship. Now, I can't help but drawing parallels to The Walking Dead with this show. I seriously can't. Because essentially it is the same show. It is. There are subtle differences in the story, yeah, but the sort of bones of the series is exactly the same. A post-apocalyptic zombie world. Yes, you're taking a young girl across that has a cure within her to get her somewhere, but... even what worries me is I'm jumping onto IMDb, I'm looking at the cast list, and there are not many regulars on the show. So unlike The Walking Dead, where you had a huge family of people and people that, you didn't know their motives, their backgrounds, some were good, some were bad, all this sort of stuff. People came and went because they were killed. This show follows just pretty much two individuals, especially after what happened to Teresa in this episode. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to like this series from this episode, judging by this episode. Now, it was the money's there all there on the screen. I can't fault that. Direction was good. All this sort of stuff. But I'm not intrigued by these characters yet. The characters aren't grabbing a hold of me. Pedro Pascal's Joel and Ellie, they don't grip me. They don't really interest me. The world is very samey as what I've seen before over the last 2 decades of zombie apocalypse type of shows. So there's nothing fresh and new. Then we get to the scene inside it was a library they were in, I don't know, or the museum where they come in contact with some of these creatures that are skulking about in there. These humanoid things with, I don't know what it looked like. The minute I saw them, now I don't come from the game background, I don't play the games, okay, but the minute I saw them, it took me straight out of it. I thought, my God, okay, zombies I can deal with, right, because there's nothing different about them, but these people have grown into like these sort of fungi, mushroom type things, and it looked ridiculous, and really took me out of the film. I think I'm showing my age here. I think I'm getting old, moaning about the new stuff. That's all I can put it down to, but they look stupid. I like the sound design, I like the noises they were making, this sort of things. There was a certain creepiness to that, but when I actually saw them, I was like, okay, what am I looking at? The idea of this root system or this fungi speaking to, like, if you step on something over here, it can awaken the ones that are hundreds of metres away over there. That's fine in principle, but I'm sure that's not going to be... The reality of such a thing isn't going to be played upon in the concept of this show. I'm pretty sure that if that was the case, you'd be watching every step you make. You'd be scared of every step you make in this world, because you don't know if you're calling upon them, and so that bit of it kind of falls down for me as well. There's just a certain, I don't know, the show, it's just not working for me. It's just not working for me. I will stick with it. Of course I'll stick with it. I'll see how it goes. I'll see, you know, we're only 2 episodes in, so it might. But when you consider the first episode, that pilot episode of The Walking Dead, and the height that gave you, you know, the emotion, right, in that episode. And you're only talking about the character of Rick walking around on his own, exploring this world, and the emotion you felt for him when you saw that half zombie on the floor, or when he had to put a bullet into that little girl zombie, right, it far exceeds what this show has done, right? And you got several characters here, and that was just one character on his own in that first episode. There's just not a freshness to it. That's pretty much it. It's been there, done that, seen it. So I can actually watch this while doing other stuff. I'm not that engaged with it. It's not gripping me yet. That's all I can say. I'll come back next week and talk about the next episode. But I don't know if this. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's all I can say. It's the best I can say. See how it goes.